Welcome to the F-Bound Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Schroeder, Executive Function Coach. I help neurodivergent women learn tips and strategies to improve the life skills that will help them be successful. Finding your why for self-motivation. What drives you to push through obstacles when everything feels overwhelming? For many neurodivergent people, staying motivated can feel like an uphill battle. But here's the thing. Self-motivation isn't just about forcing yourself to act. It's about understanding why you want to act in the first place. Finding your why is like discovering the key to your own energy and persistence. It gives meaning to what you do and helps you stay focused even when challenges arise. Understanding your core values. Understanding your core values is like setting a compass for your life. They guide your decisions, shape your goals, and provide clarity when the path ahead feels uncertain. For neurodivergent people, these values aren't just an abstract concept. They are foundational to finding self-motivation and creating meaningful progress. Reflecting on personal experiences. Have you ever stopped to question why certain moments or choices felt deeply fulfilling while others left you uneasy? Chances are those situations revealed your core values in action, or their absence. Reflecting on your personal experiences can help you pinpoint these guiding principles. Start by asking yourself, when have I felt the most proud or accomplished? What moments stand out where I felt deeply connected or engaged? Which situations drained my energy or made me feel out of place? Why? Think back to pivotal moments in your life, big or small, and jot down recurring themes. For example, if advocating for fairness during a heated debate gave you a sense of purpose, it might point to a core value of justice or equality. Or perhaps making time to mentor someone brought you joy, signaling that personal connection or contribution is significant to you. Exploring your passions. Discovering what truly excites you isn't always straightforward, but it's worth the effort. When you find something you genuinely care about, it acts as a powerful driver for self-motivation. Passion fuels persistence and turns challenges into opportunities. Journaling your interests. Journaling isn't just for venting emotions. It's a tool to help you notice patterns in what makes you tick. By keeping a simple notebook handy, you can collect snippets of your day that spark joy or deep thought. Did a specific activity excite you? Did a certain topic make you lose track of time? Write it down. Over days or weeks, you'll start recognizing recurring themes in your entries. Here's a quick journaling tip. Create separate sections for categories like what made me happy today, activities that energized me, or things I want to learn about. This can reveal where your natural interests lie. Journaling isn't about perfect grammar or flow, it's about self-discovery. Engaging in new experiences. Sometimes your passions are hiding in things you haven't tried yet. Stepping out of your comfort zone might sound cliche, but it works. New experiences introduce you to opportunities and hobbies you didn't know you'd love. Whether it's joining a local art class, attempting a new sport, or even volunteering for a cause, each activity adds a piece to your personal puzzle. Here's why this matters. You can't know what you truly enjoy unless you experience it firsthand. Trying something new rewires your brain for curiosity and creativity. Feeling stuck? A change in routine, like exploring a new neighborhood or signing up for a workshop, can make all the difference. If you need inspiration, consider low-pressure ideas like cooking a meal from a different culture or picking up a craft project from a DIY store. These small steps help you connect the dots, turning scattered curiosities into a clear sense of purpose. Recognizing your strengths. Understanding your personal strengths is a core component of self-motivation. Knowing what you're naturally good at not only boosts your confidence, but also helps you align your actions with your deeper why. After all, it's much easier to stay motivated when you're playing to your strengths. Self-assessment exercises. Taking the time for intentional self-assessment is like holding up a mirror to your true capabilities. It's not just about what you think you're good at. It's about defining and understanding those strengths in a way that can guide your decisions. Here are a few exercises to try. SWOT analysis for yourself. A personal SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, is a great tool to map out your strengths in relation to your environment. What abilities or skills have consistently helped you achieve goals? Where do you feel most confident? Use tools like the Strength Finder test to help you draw connections. The Reflected Best Self, RBS exercise. This method involves asking trusted individuals to describe moments when they've seen you at your best. As explained in this Reflected Best Self Exercise Guide, compiling these reflections can offer valuable patterns about your unique abilities. Using structured exercises makes it easier to peel back the layers and uncover the strengths that fuel your self-motivation. These insights become building blocks for identifying your purpose. Seeking feedback from others. Sometimes others see strengths in you that you overlook. Asking for feedback is like receiving a set of lenses to view yourself from alternative perspectives that can shine a light on hidden talent. Here are some tips for gathering valuable feedback. Ask the right questions. When reaching out to friends, mentors, coworkers, focus your questions on specific observations. For example, when do you notice me at my most effective? Or what strengths do you think I bring to group projects? You also want to make sure that you're asking the right people. You need people who understand your neurodiversity and are supportive of you. Look for patterns. Don't just take one person's opinion as gospel. Seek feedback from various sources and identify recurring themes. This comprehensive input helps you validate strengths and identify areas where you excel across different contexts. Constructive feedback doesn't just tell you what you're good at, it also inspires clearer self-motivation by aligning your energy with activities that amplify those strengths. Feedback-focused strategies are especially useful for neurodivergent people who may have doubts about perceived abilities. If you're someone who has spent most of her life feeling stupid or broken, hearing about your strengths from someone else can be very empowering. Recognizing your strengths isn't just about acknowledgement, it's about leaning into them to energize your why. The role of goals in self-motivation. If you're struggling to stay motivated, the problem might not be a lack of effort, but unclear direction. Goals act as a roadmap that tells your mind where to go and why it matters. They break big dreams into smaller, actionable steps that fuel your self-motivation. Whether you're striving to complete a project, adopt a healthier habit, or pursue personal growth, setting the right kind of goals can make all the difference. Goals framework. If you've struggled in the past to achieve goals, you might want to consider utilizing a goals framework. SMART goals have always been considered the gold standard for goal setting, but it doesn't always work for the neurodivergent brain. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be using some kind of framework. A framework not only helps you set a goal, but also create a roadmap or plan to actually achieve it. Check out these frameworks to see if any of them resonate with you. Smarter goals, reverse goal setting, goal stacking, hard goals, 90-day goal framework. It might take some experimenting to find the framework that works for you, so don't be afraid to sample. Aligning goals with your why. Setting goals is only part of the equation. To stay motivated, your goals need to connect deeply with your core values and personal passions. This is where finding your why and aligning with it comes into play. Picture this. Imagine trying to hike up a steep mountain without understanding why you're making the climb. It's exhausting and unfulfilling. But if you know that reaching the top means seeing a breathtaking view or helping someone in need, suddenly every challenging step feels worth it. Here's how you can align your goals with your why. Reflect on your passions. Are you doing something that excites and energizes you? If your goals feel more like a chore than a motivating force, it's time to reassess. Connect to your values. For example, if fairness or creativity is important to you, structure your goals around them. A goal like volunteer once a week to support underrepresented communities might align perfectly with those values. Adjust for long-term fulfillment. Ask yourself, will this goal bring me closer to the person I want to be? Goals that align with your life's purpose create more sustainable motivation. When you align your actions with your personal why, every decision becomes a step toward living a life that feels authentically yours. Building a supportive environment. Self-motivation doesn't flourish in isolation. You need people in your corner, cheering you on, holding you accountable, and reminding you why you started when things get tough. Think of it as creating a greenhouse for your goals, a safe, nurturing place that fosters growth. Establishing accountability partners. Having someone to check in with can feel like having a safety net. Accountability partnerships aren't just about setting goals, they're about committing to those goals. The right partner keeps you motivated when your inner drive runs low. Here's how to set it up. Choose the right person. Not everyone will make a good accountability buddy. As Forbes suggests, avoid picking a close friend who might go too easy on you. Look for someone direct and supportive. Agree on goals and rules. Clarity here is key. Lisa Hoashi's blog post explains how to structure accountability sessions, decide how often you'll check in, and what you'll discuss ahead of time. Stay consistent. Whether through weekly calls or daily texts, consistency makes accountability work. Tools like shared spreadsheets or apps can make tracking progress easier. An accountability partner is more than a cheerleader. They're a coach, strategist, and sometimes a tough love truth teller. But they're there to help you win. With an effective system, even the hardest goals feel more manageable. Staying motivated through challenges. Motivation isn't always easy, especially when you're facing challenges that feel insurmountable. For neurodivergent people, keeping up momentum can sometimes feel like trying to ride a bike uphill in the pouring rain. But you don't have to handle these moments without support. Tools, strategies, and reminders of your purpose can make all the difference. Developing coping mechanisms. Difficult times demand strategies that help you weather the storm. Coping mechanisms don't erase challenges, but they equip you to face them more effectively. Here are some practical strategies tailored for your neurodivergent needs. Break tasks into smaller steps. Overwhelm can paralyze you. Instead of looking at the whole mountain, focus on the next step. If work feels daunting, isolate one task you can finish in 15 minutes. Use sensory tools. Sometimes sensory overload adds to the difficulty. Noise-canceling headphones or fidget tools offer grounding relief. Schedule regular breaks. Incorporate short intervals to breathe, stretch, or relax. Pausing doesn't mean stopping. It refreshes your mental energy. Other options like mindfulness or exercise may work wonders too. It's about finding techniques that fit your situation and using them consistently. Revisiting your why. Your why isn't static. It grows as you do. Life's twists and turns refine your sense of purpose. Going back to your motivations can reignite your self-motivation when it's running on empty. Consider these steps to revisit and realign with your why. Reflect on what's changed. Has a recent experience shifted your priorities? Maybe what mattered most a year ago feels less relevant now. Check in with yourself regularly to ensure your goals still align with your current values. Ask why again and again. Go deeper. If you're chasing a goal, ask yourself why it matters. Then ask why that reason matters. Repeat until you uncover a motivation that feels deeply rooted. Create visual reminders. Write your why or represent it visually and place it somewhere visible. When motivation dips, this reminder can reconnect you with your bigger picture. By revisiting your why, you make sure it aligns with where you're headed. When challenges arise, this clarity acts like a lighthouse guiding you back to what matters most. When you combine coping mechanisms with a clear understanding of your purpose, staying motivated feels less like a fight and more like a journey where you're equipped for the ride. Finding your why is more than just a motivational phrase. It's the heart of real, lasting self-motivation. By identifying your core values, exploring your passions, and understanding your strengths, you create a foundation for purposeful action. This process doesn't have to be overwhelming. Small, intentional steps can lead to clarity. Start today by reflecting on what truly matters to you. The journey is ongoing, but every step reveals more about who you are and what drives you. What's one action you can take today to begin? I hope you enjoyed this episode of the F-Bomb podcast. Thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe below and check out my show notes to learn more about my Facebook group, courses, and membership.